Nobody's saying that Chris Curtis necessarily was going to get that decision. Kopylov was probably going to take that third round. But in a battle like that, in a fight of the night situation like that, I love Mark Smith. I love these referees. I know it's a hard job, but that fight should not have been stopped. Chris Curtis was with it. Yes, was he hurt? But there's a second on the clock, and Kopylov is nowhere near him. I do feel for him I wish he would have been able to at least stand and have the decision read as opposed to being a TKO.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is only the 7th time in UFC history you've had a finish with 1 second left. And yeah, Dean, what do you make of that? Because Chris was furious.
He was furious, but I'm gonna side with Mark Smith here. Mark Smith's job is to protect the fighter and stop the fight when the fighter is no longer defending himself intelligently. Like I said before in the previous fight, it's not his job to make sure that the fighter gets a moral victory and walk away with a unanimous decision. It's not the referee's job to watch the clock. It's his job to stop the fight.
But it's his job to know where the other fighter is and the opponent, who is feet, if not his job. It's not 20 feet away from him.
It's not his job to make sure that it's a moral victory.
Well, it's just...
Hold on. I couldn't disagree with that anymore, though, Dean. The guy is still getting up to his feet. There's no fighter near him for him to need to defend himself against. Even if the clock isn't there, you've got to let it go.
I'm going to side with Paul. I just, as a fighter, as somebody that puts, your heart and soul into these fight camps, and to get a decision taken away from you like that, rather than making it be a decision versus a TKO.
And is that what it is that the record's going to show?
But I do agree with you that is not the ref's job. You're right. He doesn't need to look at the clock. He needs to be solely worried about the fighter. I totally agree with you on that. But I just think...
I'm saying it's bad for the fighter. I know he's going to go home with the TKO loss on his record.
It's just gut-wrenching.
Because he knows he feels like it was really a decision loss. A decision loss you can handle, but the TKO, there's not going to be an asterisk explaining to everybody that the referee maybe made a mistake.
Right.
And I still don't think he made a mistake. I think that the fight should have been stopped, whether it was 1 second, 10 seconds, or 1 minute. If my man is down there on his knees like that, you stop the fight.
He was just taking a second to get up.
I don't know about that. I mean, he had just got knocked down before, then he got knocked down again, and he looked up with a look on his face like, where am I?
Well, because maybe the ref saw something in his eyes that we didn't see. Because we were talking about, that's what you clock when you're a ref. You clock the eyes, you clock where the eyes are in the scenario, and maybe he just saw something that we didn't see.
Yeah, and I agree that, the refs are in there, they're seeing things that we aren't seeing. I'm not all that upset about it in the fact that he was hurt badly, and it was going to be a loss no matter how you shake it. I just think that when I think the thing that really for me is that Kopylov walked off and was nowhere near him. That's my only argument in the whole thing.
But you could also argue that body language of Kopylov walking away is what got him the TKO finish because he kind of sold it.
But then again, that's where we go. That's not the ref's job to worry about the body language of anybody else.